I'm not gonna lie, I never thought it'd happen. But congrats to you guys who've been pushing it forward and weren't a-holes. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on another episode of Side Flick. My name is Chris. We've got movie news to talk about. Things are finally starting to put in motion because bigger and bigger stuff is being revealed. It's almost back to the good old days. We're going to be breaking down all the information with this Snyder Cut. Also explaining to you exactly what it is if you're confused and never heard of it. Sony continuing to grow their Spider-Man universe with a new movie in the works. And Christopher Nolan dedicated to release his movie in theaters, dropping the trailer for Tenet. That is so much more, guys, so I really want to hear your opinions down below, specifically on this whole Snyder Cut situation. Where do you stand on it? Are you excited this thing is out? Did you honestly believe it would never happen? And don't be forgetting to hit that like button. It makes my day a little better, and that should make your day a little better. So I'm not even going to beat around the bush. Let's just jump right into the Justice League Zack Snyder Cut. As a quick rundown to what this is, if you didn't know, back when the Justice League was being made, the original director of Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman was making the movie Justice League, and from reports, he was able to finish about 80% of the movie until a lot of just horrible stuff in the director's life caught up to him where he just needed a break, one specifically being that his daughter passed away. So in that situation, they handed the movie over to Joss Whedon, who also directed the first two Avenger movies. Flash forward to when the movie's released, and it's just an utter disappointment to fans. It just does not feel right or set in the world of DCU. It's very campy, lighthearted, kind of like what a Marvel movie is. And ever since that movie came out, Zack Snyder would just give little interviews and tidbits about what was supposed to be in his version, leading people to believe that his movie would have been the ultimate version of Justice League that people wanted to see. His version of Justice League would have included Darkseid. It would have included Superman in his black suit. We would have had Martian Manhunter that I have right here on my desk. Extended fight scenes, better development. Heck, even Green Lantern was supposed to join the team and fight alongside with them. The hashtag release the Snyder Cut was something infamous online, with people just begging for this version. They've even gotten Subway to tweet about it before, which is insane. I never really brought it up in the channel or campaigned for it because a lot of the people who wanted this version of the Justice League were just toxic a-holes online. People who would really bully or make up conspiracy theories that Joss Whedon was trying to destroy the DCU because he was working with Marvel, and just really dumb nonsense that I didn't even want that kind of fan base onto the channel. Still, the people who were peaceful and just wanted to see Zack Snyder's original vision for Justice League, I congratulate them, and I'm happy that we'll finally get to see it all together. The announcement was confirmed by Zack Snyder himself, who said it'll be going to HBO Max in 2021. The Hollywood Reporter went into further details that the movie will need $20 to $30 million to complete it. Basically what that means is Zack Snyder did shoot most of the movie, about 80% of it, but they're going to use that 20-30 million to add the visual effects, to add all the post-production, bring in actors and finish their voice work, not to bring them in and physically shoot that other 20%. That other 20% might be filled in with CGI characters or could be animated. In my general thoughts on this, I'm blown away that this happened, but now knowing that it's connected to HBO Max, I'm not surprised, because I don't think the Snyder Cut would have ever gotten released if it wasn't for HBO Max and Warner Brothers really needing something to make a splash on their streaming service. Because just thinking about the fact that the Justice League, which was their lowest grossing movie out of all their DC universe, your big team-up movie, made the least amount of money than all your other films, and the fact that you're taking that movie that failed for you and now pumping in $20-30 million? Wow. To put that into perspective to you, The Invisible Man that came out this year, that was made on a budget of $10 million. To finish the Snyder Cut, you need to make 3 Invisible Man movies, and then you have your film finished. I hope this version of the movie is everything fans want it to be, because I can't imagine what will happen if this version of the film is just as bad or really not any different. What if we see the movie and it's only slightly better, or there's only a few changes? The other interesting part about this also is that they're debating whether to make it a 4-hour movie on HBO Max or to cut the movie up in 6 parts and release it almost as a series. It's really interesting that they'd be willing to put almost a 4-hour Justice League movie on HBO Max, or to turn it into a television series. If I had to pick, I would go with the 4-hour movie. That's what I would rather digest down. But being that it's HBO Max and maybe they want to get as many subscribers as they can, I wouldn't be surprised if they cut it into 6 episodes and they make you wait week by week as they release the Snyder Cut. Don't forget, Disney Plus is on the model where they're releasing episodes week by week. We don't know how HBO Max is going to do it, and if we base it off what they do with HBO, where they release it week by week, they might release the Snyder Cut week by week. I really want to hear your guys' opinion down below, especially if you don't even care about the Justice League or the Snyder Cut. I want to know if you'd be interested in this at all. Moving on to our next topic that I'm sure is just going to excite the hell out of people just in the same way as the Snyder Cut. A female Spider-Man spinoff is in the works at Sony. Now, Variety has the exclusive on this report where they let us know that Marvel and Sony have gotten S.J. Clarkson, a director, to bring us a female Spider-Man spinoff movie, and the crowd goes wild. In the article, they don't make it quite clear exactly what movie she is going to be making. If you've been following the Sony and Marvel news on their spin-off movies that they've been working on, there's a couple of female characters they have in mind. They have Spider-Woman in mind. They considered a Black Cat movie or a team-up movie with Black Cat and Sable. From what we gather in this article, they're pointing to a Madam Web movie. Now, that character might not seem all that familiar to you, but if you watch the animated Spider-Man series, you might remember this character, Madam Web. But if that's the character they're leaning towards to make this movie, that is just such a random idea, because anytime you saw this character, she would do nothing. She would be stuck on a web and give Spider-Man some sort of life advice, and I never understood her purpose. If she was connected to all the Spider-Man, what was her powers? Where did she come from? I have no problem with Sony trying to expand their universe, but it really feels like they're just picking the most out-of-left characters. I would rather get me a Spider-Gwen movie, a live-action one. That just sounds amazing to me, and her story and her universe is actually proven to be really compelling to fans. The two people Sony is looking at to lead this Spider-Man spin-off movie is Charlize Theron or Amy Adams. Now remember, even though this is working with Marvel, this is still part of the Sony Spider-Man universe that'll be in line with the Venom movies, with the Morbius movies. It will connect directly to the Spider-Man movies, so you can see Tom Holland jumping in here and there into this new Spider-Man spin-off movie. There's plenty of interesting characters within the Spider-Man universe if they want to go the female direction. Heck, I really like the story of May Parker, that's Spider-Man's daughter. We've already proven you guys can make a Spider-Verse. I think audiences will understand if you give us a Spider-Man movie set in a parallel dimension. With this Sony's female Spider-Man movie in the works, what would you like it to be? Moving away from that into finally a trailer for a big movie I've been looking forward to, Tenet. Now this is the latest movie by Christopher Nolan, the man who brought us Inception, Interstellar, Memento. Anytime Christopher Nolan makes a movie, I have to be there, man. It's an event, it's an original idea. The man is creating a work of art for us to enjoy, and the fact also that Christopher Nolan is so determined to make this release in theaters and not end up on VOD makes me give the guy so much respect. And with the latest trailer, yeah, I should probably not have watched it. It looks like they gave away some stuff maybe I would have liked to have seen in the actual movie. But I do also get a better idea of what's going on in this universe, because from that last trailer, it was a little wonky. Stuff was moving backwards. People were moving forwards. We know Christopher Nolan has a creative mind, especially with the movie Inception, a dream within a dream. That blew all of us away back in 2011. In the movie, it looks like we're going to be looking at a secret agency that uses time travel to their advantage. Well, I guess time travel isn't the right word, but more time manipulation. We see that in the scene where he's over there, instead of shooting bullets, he's catching bullets. We know from other pieces of the trailer is that this guy seemed to be some sort of cop, FBI agent. He was given a test to see if he would rat out his agency, and when he didn't, he went to the afterlife, which I'm guessing is just a metaphor, kind of like what the Men in Black do, that you don't exist in the world anymore since you're part of the Men in Black. And I guess this agency goes after people who commit really obscure crimes. Maybe there's people who make time machines in this universe and they're out to stop them. I know, really wild and crazy theories, but this is what Christopher Nolan does, and I'm so excited to see it. We also have to mention that the man is just determined to take it to theaters. This movie will be one of the first movies to be open when theaters are back up and running. And I want to know from you guys, based on what you saw in this trailer, are you willing to risk it all and go to the theater to watch Tenet? But also go ahead and leave me your theories based on what you saw in this trailer. So excited for Robert Pattinson. A man is gonna blow y'all away, and y'all gonna be excited for Batman. But that is just some of the movie news we have going on today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed. Really like chatting down below with y'all. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out with these videos. Y'all have no idea. Don't forget to stay subscribed. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.